All right, getting ready for a 3D animator interview.
Sounds exciting.
Yeah, we're going to unpack some of RoleCatcher's resources,
Mm,
career guides, interview questions,
all that good stuff.
kind of your cheat sheet to rock that interview.
3D animation, it's a pretty unique field.
Yeah.
Blends the creative vision with the technical skills. It's a cool combo.
Yeah, and I think that's what they're looking for, right? That
Excellent.
combination.
Definitely.
Okay, so RoleCatcher highlights this first question. It's a classic. What attracted you to 3D animation? Seems simple, but how do you make it stand out?
I think this is your chance to show you're genuinely passionate.
Right.
Interviewers, they want to see that. Don't just say, oh, I like animation. Dig deeper. What really got you hooked?
Yeah.
Was it a film?
Yeah.
A video game character? Did you always want to bring your drawings to life as a kid?
So it's more about telling a story.
Exactly. A story that shows your connection to 3D animation.
I like that. And then be ready for those follow-up questions.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Like, what kind of 3D animation projects are you most drawn to?
That's a good one. So you can connect your passion with specific areas.
Right.
Character animation, visual effects, all sorts of things.
Because it is such a diverse field.
It really is.
So you can kind of show them where your strengths lie.
show them you've thought about it, yeah.
Yeah. Now, RoleCatcher's career guide really emphasizes this, that 3D animation is used in way more industries than people might realize.
Oh, for sure.
It's not just movies and games anymore.
No, not at all. Think advertising, medical visualization, even VR.
It's everywhere.
It's exploding, which is why
Yeah.
the job outlook for 3D animators is so strong, by the way.
That's a good point.
Yeah, there's real growth potential. You can bring that up in the interview.
Show you're in it for the long haul. Okay, next question. How do you approach creating a 3D animation from start to finish?
Okay.
This feels a little more technical.
Yeah, a bit more. But it's also about showing you have that organized strategic approach. They want to know you can handle a project, from A to Z. So walk them through your workflow.
Mm-hmm.
Mention those key stages like planning, storyboarding, modeling, rigging, animating, and rendering.
It's a lot. I mean,
Yeah.
for someone who's, maybe new to 3D animation,
Yeah.
what even is rigging? Can we break that down?
Oh, yeah, good point. Rigging's like creating a digital skeleton for your model.
Okay.
Allows it to move and bend,
So
realistically.
you're giving it joints.
Joints, controls, yeah. The animator then uses those to bring it to life.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah.
I think this is where, RoleCatcher's AI can really come in handy.
Right.
You mentioned earlier that it can tailor your answers
Right.
to the specific roles. So how does that work, like with this question about the animation process?
Imagine you're applying for a character animation role at a game studio. RoleCatcher's AI, it looks at that job description and says, okay, maybe you want to focus on character rigging experience, animation techniques specific to games, even knowledge of game engines.
So it helps you fine-tune.
Fine-tune, exactly. Highlight those skills that really matter for that job.
Yeah, that's pretty impressive. All right, moving on to another question. How do you stay up to date with the latest trends and techniques in 3D animation?
This one's all about showing that you're dedicated to constantly learning.
It is a fast-paced industry.
Extremely fast-paced, yeah. They want to see that you're proactive about staying current.
So is it just about rattling off a list of software that you know?
It's more than just software.
Okay.
Talk about your process. How do you stay informed? Do you follow industry blogs, YouTube channels?
Mm-hmm.
Are there conferences, workshops you've attended? Maybe mention a recent development that's exciting to you.
So give some specifics.
Specifics, yeah. Shows genuine interest.
I like it.
Yeah.
All right, this one might be a bit tougher. Can you describe a time when you had to troubleshoot a technical issue during a 3D animation project? I feel like everyone has those moments.
Yeah. Everybody has those moments. This isn't about being perfect.
Right,
It's about your problem-solving skills. How do you handle pressure?
right.
So pick an example, explain the problem, and walk them through your steps to solve it.
So focus on the process, not just the outcome.
Process, yeah. Did you have to research online, consult with colleagues? Maybe you found a clever workaround?
Exactly.
The key is to show you're resourceful, persistent, and you can learn from your mistakes.
I like that. And I'm guessing RoleCatcher AI can give feedback on this one too.
Oh, definitely. Remember that video practice feature?
Mm-hmm.
Incredibly valuable here. AI can analyze your tone, confidence level, even body language.
Right.
Like having a virtual coach, helping you refine your delivery.
That's such a cool feature.
It really is.
Okay, let's move on to question 5. How do you collaborate with other members of a 3D animation team? Teamwork. So essential in this field.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
Very rarely is it a solo endeavor. You've got modelers, riggers, texture artists, lighters, the whole crew. This question's about showing your communication skills, receiving feedback effectively,
Right.
understanding how all those roles fit together.
Yeah, so be prepared to give specific examples.
Oh, absolutely. Talk about a project where you had to coordinate with other team members. Did you adjust your animation based on feedback from the modeler?
Oh,
Did
yeah.
you work closely with the lighter to, achieve a certain mood?
Right.
These examples show you can work well on a team.
Okay, this is great advice.
Yeah.
We've covered so much ground already, but we still have a few more questions to unpack.
We do.
Yeah.
Don't worry, we'll dive into those in part 2. We'll explore how to handle questions about balancing your artistic vision with those technical constraints, showing off those specialized skills like in-character animation, and even how to tackle those tricky questions about time management, dealing with feedback.
Perfect.
Yeah,
Well, we'll take a quick break and be right back with part 2.
sounds good. Welcome back. We're continuing our deep dive into, acing those 3D Animator interview questions. Remember, it's not just about giving the right answers. It's about, showcasing you.
Showcasing your skills and, yeah, your passion, I think.
Fashion skills, yeah, that blend of artistry and technical,
Exactly.
it makes you stand out.
It's about showing them why they need you.
That's it.
You're the 3D animator they've been looking for.
Exactly.
All right, so before the break, we were talking about teamwork.
Mm-hmm.
But this next question from RoleCatcher's Guide kind of takes it a step further. How do you balance artistic vision with technical constraints in a 3D animation project?
Oh, that's a good one. This gets to the heart of being a 3D animator in the real world, because sometimes your creative vision might need to, adapt
Right.
based on things like, software limitations, rendering times, budgets.
It's about being flexible but not compromising your goals.
Exactly. Interviewers, they want to see that you can problem solve. You can find those creative workarounds.
Right.
So think of an example where you faced this challenge. Maybe you had to simplify a complex character rig to make sure it animates smoothly.
Okay.
Or you had to be really creative with lighting to achieve a certain look within a tight render budget.
So you highlight those moments where you had to be clever.
Exactly. Show them that you can adapt, still deliver great work.
I see.
And again, this is another spot where RoleCatcher's AI can be really helpful. Let's say the job description mentions, optimization and efficiency. The AI picks up on that.
Okay.
It suggests, okay, maybe you want to tailor your answer to show you can work smart, within constraints.
That's pretty cool. All right, next up is question 7 from RoleCatcher's list. How do you approach character animation differently than other types of 3D animation?
Okay.
So this is where you get to shine, I think.
This is your time. Character animation, it's its own art form.
It is.
It's about bringing those characters to life,
Yeah.
giving them personality, emotion. So talk about those specific techniques and considerations.
So like what kind of things should we be mentioning?
Talk about understanding human anatomy and movement, studying acting, performance, even observing people in real life,
So it's like you're not just making them move, you're giving them a soul.
That's it. That's a great way to put it. And don't forget to back it up with examples from your portfolio.
Right.
If you've got a character animation you're really proud of, walk them through it. Did you use motion capture? Did you study reference videos? Did you hand key every frame?
It's like a peek behind the curtain.
Exactly. And remember, RoleCatcher's AI, it can analyze your portfolio.
Right.
See what aligns with the job description,
So it helps you pick the right pieces to showcase.
Pick the right pieces, give you presentation tips.
Oh, very cool.
Yeah.
Okay, moving on to question 8. How do you manage your time and prioritize tasks when working on multiple 3D animation projects simultaneously?
Ooh, time management.
Time management. Big one in any field.
Huge.
But especially, I imagine, with 3D animation with all those complex pipelines,
Deadlines. Yeah. They want to see that you can handle the pressure.
Right, so did we talk about our favorite productivity apps?
It's more than just apps. Talk about systems, strategies,
Okay.
Do you break down projects into smaller tasks?
Mm-hmm.
Do you time block? Do you prioritize based on deadlines? However you do it, explain how you make sure everything gets done on time to a high standard.
I think this also ties back into that communication, right? Keeping everyone informed about your progress and any potential roadblocks.
Oh, absolutely. Communication's key. Mention how you use those project management tools, regular check-ins, reports.
Okay.
It shows you're responsible, reliable.
And a team player. All right, we're getting close to the end of RoleCatcher's list here.
Yeah.
The final one. How do you incorporate feedback and iterate on your work during a 3D animation project?
Okay, good one.
We touched on this a little bit with the problem solving,
Right.
but what else should we be emphasizing here?
This is all about showing that you can learn and grow. Feedback is essential to that.
Right.
Show that you're open to constructive criticism.
Yeah.
You can process it effectively.
Not get defensive.
Not at all, no. You use it to improve.
Yeah.
So talk about specific times when feedback made your animation better. Maybe a director's note or a peer suggestion,
It helped you in some way.
Exactly. And describe your process. How do you implement that feedback? Do you break it down into steps, experiment with different solutions?
Yeah.
The details show your commitment to improvement.
I like it. This has been really insightful. I feel like we've covered so much.
We have.
What else can we expect in part 3?
In the final part, we'll, go beyond these specific questions.
Okay.
Talk about broader strategies to really make a lasting impression.
Right.
Showcasing your personality, your passion for the future of 3D animation, and how to use RoleCatcher's AI for that final polish before the big interview.
All right, final part of our deep dive into 3D animator interview prep.
Here we go.
We've talked about showcasing our passion, handling tough questions. What are those last little nuggets to really help seal the deal?
I think, now we move beyond just answering questions.
Okay.
It's about connecting with the interviewers.
Right.
They're not just looking for skills. They're looking for someone they want on their team.
Someone they'd like to work with, yeah.
Exactly.
So it's about letting your personality shine through a little bit.
It is. Let them see your enthusiasm, your creativity. Remember that question about what got you into 3D animation?
Think about how that's evolved. What excites you about the field now?
Right.
Is it a new technology, a certain animation style?
Yeah, what are you geeking out on?
Exactly.
So it's showing them you're not just there to, go through the motion.
No, not at all. You're passionate. You care.
You live and breathe this stuff.
You live it. And speaking of passion, don't underestimate your portfolio.
That's true.
For a 3D animator, that's your resume, brought to life.
It is, yeah.
It's your chance to visually show off those skills, make sure it's tailored. If it's a game company, show your character work. If it's architecture, show those visualization skills.
Yeah. And RoleCatcher's AI can help with that too.
Oh, absolutely. It analyzes your portfolio, looks at the job description, suggests what to include, gives you presentation tips.
Okay.
They also have some great resources on building that strong online presence, your website, Behance, make it easy to navigate, high quality,
Right.
really reflect your style.
Don't be afraid to show personal projects too.
Oh, that's a good tip.
Yeah, it shows initiative.
It does. Okay, we've talked a lot about RoleCatcher's AI throughout this whole deep dive.
We have.
As we wrap up, can you just give that final overview of how it can help with that whole interview process?
Think of it as your career coach,
Mm.
The AI CV builder tailors your resume. They have that library of resources, sample interview questions, and that practice feature, it's gold.
Yeah, the AI analysis is really cool.
It is. You can practice your answers, your delivery, even body language.
Wow.
It's like a virtual mock interview with expert feedback.
That's amazing.
It's comprehensive.
It really is.
It's all about giving you that edge, helping you land that 3D animator role.
Awesome. Well, this has been super helpful. I feel so much more prepared to tackle those interview questions now.
You too.
So, to our listener out there getting ready for their interview,
Yeah, you got this.
go in there with confidence, show them your skills,
Let that passion shine.
and remember, RoleCatcher's there to support you along the way. Thanks for joining us on the deep dive.
Until next time.
Keep learning, keep creating, and keep diving deep.